started to go to China in 1984, and I'm sure it would be hard to count the number of times you've been there and the number of friends you've made there. As you well know, increasingly the West views China as the enemy. Do you think you'll ever, as an American, come to think of China as the enemy? How should we understand the situation?
Well, I think we tend to think of sort of like good guys, bad guys, rather than systems that are operating. We have a system and they have a system, and we're sharing the world. You can have an enemy. It depends what you mean by the word enemy. You can have somebody on the opposite side of the chessboard who is an enemy, and you can approach that unemotionally. That's the party on the other side of the chessboard that's playing their hand the best way that they know, and the United States has to play its hand the best way it's known. And so I just look at it very sort of matter-of-factly in terms of what the systems are like and what the cultures are like too, to affect that dynamic. And so it's true throughout history. There's Graham Allison wrote the book The Thucydides Trap, in which he referred to the fact that over the last 500 years, there have been 16 times that there have been rising power challenging existing power, and in 12 of those they got into shooting wars. But there's certainly competitions that are in the world that we live in are not like inside competitions and according to rules. They're brutal competitions in terms of playing the game. And so we have whatever you want to call that relationship, a relationship in which China is growing, becoming powerful, playing the game in the best way it knows how. We have a different system. We're playing the game the best way that we know how. And my main issue is, how well are we playing the game? How well is the United States in that world? And then you go back to basics. And the basics are things like education, the quality of education over a period of time. Whether you are united in a common purpose. When you have a highly fragmented world, fragmented psychology, fragmented economics, everybody's got an opinion of what should be done, but are we actually achieving those things? And you have those kinds of problems. I worry about that in terms of the competition, but it's a very impressive system, and they're very smart, wise people with great historical perspectives, but they're on the other side of the chessboard in that game. So that's what it looks like to me.
Ray, I want to thank you very much for joining us here at Bloomberg's Global Asset Owners Forum. Kind of you to share all this time with us.